So today I'm going to share with you what is the most effective learning method of about the last 400 years. But the thing is, you're probably not going to like it, and I'm going to try to convince you otherwise. But before I tell you what it is, I need to tell you a story of how it came about. 437 years ago, an extraordinary man locked himself in his study, sat at his desk, and invented a method of learning so effective that nothing since has surpassed it. I am inventing a way to learn. Today I'm not just going to show you what it is, we'll also explore a little of the science behind why it works. It's a method that almost every great scientist, philosopher and author has used ever since, and you can use it too. When Montaigne was born in 1533, it's unlikely anybody expected he'd become a thinker whose ideas would stretch out centuries into the future. And if you'd seen the man, you wouldn't necessarily think you were staring at a learning innovator. He was a wealthy French nobleman who lived in a castle. He could so easily have just been another useless aristocrat. But he got bored of that life, shut himself away and started thinking and writing. And the more he wrote, the more he explored his thoughts, which took him in many interesting and different directions. Starting with a thought, he let his curiosity take him on a journey of discovery, on solitude, on books, on the education of children. Whichever topic took his fancy, he explored, pushing his thoughts deeper than the shallow observations of every day, making unexpected connections and insights. Montaigne had just invented the modern essay, and it is one of the most significant innovations in human history. It nurtures critical thinking, captures thoughts, turns them into words, and beams them directly into other people's brains. His breakthrough pushed the Renaissance faster and further, helping to accelerate a chain reaction of critical thinking and philosophy that took in people like Rousseau, Kant, and Hume. The essay has been used by so many incredible people to deepen their understanding of the world and help them learn things. And it can do exactly the same for you. And I'm going to show you evidence that will support that view. But before I do, I know there's another little problem that will stop you from doing this. So let's just get that out of the way first. For most sane people, the idea of writing an essay is absolutely horrific. It was for me. And I think the reason for that is school. School ruined essays for you. It's a bit like lasagna. If the first time you tasted lasagna was in the school canteen, you probably hate lasagna. But lasagna can be delicious. And it's very similar with essays. Your first experiences may have put you off, but don't let that stop you from using them, because they are unmatched when it comes to learning. Here's a quick question for you. What do you think the word essay literally means? To argue, to try, to write, or to teach? The answer's coming up after the sponsor message. You probably know that your personal data is valuable. But do you know how valuable? The global data broker market had a valuation of almost $300 billion in 2024. Who are the data brokers? Well, they collect data about you from different places, combine it, and then sell it to anyone that wants it. It can be used to market goods and services to you, but for more sinister purposes too, to dox you or for identity theft. People even use it for stalking. It's a potentially huge problem, which is why I want to tell you about Delete Me, today's sponsor. I use Delete Me to keep my personal data private, and if you're concerned about data privacy, it's definitely something you should consider. Let me show you how it works. So you sign up, and then Delete Me starts working its magic, searching the web to find and remove your data, keeping it away from the data brokers, hundreds of them. And once it's gone, they continue to monitor them to ensure that it stays deleted. Here from my dashboard, don't steal my data, you can see how many sites I've been removed from. You can also add family members to your account to keep your family safe from the data broker's prying eyes. And even better, you can get 20% off if you go to joindeleteme.com/Python and use the promo code Python. The answer's B. Essay comes from the French word essayer, meaning to try. Let's get back to the video. What do we know about learning? And thanks to research in cognitive science, we know quite a lot. And here are the main discoveries. Learning is more effective when it's difficult, so attempts to make it easier just result in you not learning so well. And this can seem counterintuitive and often leads to well-intentioned but misguided attempts by educators to simplify learning tasks. But if you stop to think about it, it's obvious. Compare it to physical goals. You don't become stronger by lifting lighter weights or reducing your rep count. And whilst I'd love to get fit by exercising less, physical health and strength requires effort. and so does the mental equivalent. And years of recent research shows there's just no way around that. So effort is required, but you have to direct it in the right places. And if you've watched this channel before, you'll know what they are. Let's go through the 4 most effective techniques. Retrieval practice. You can't make yourself remember or learn. The brain just doesn't work that way. Recalling information and linking it to other insights you already have are the best way to learn and remember anything. Spaced practice, the opposite of cramming. Instead of spending long sessions trying to learn something, space those sessions out. Interleaving. Instead of focusing on one topic, switch between related topics, which helps your powers of discrimination. And elaboration. Now, are you familiar with the Feynman technique? It's a bit like that. Explain a concept in your own words without looking at your notes or a textbook. But you go a little further and then try to link it to other areas of expertise you have. Are there similarities, differences? What are they? Keep pushing to find as many links as you can. Now, what do you notice about those 4 techniques? They're all required in the creation of an essay, but it goes further than that. In 1956, the educational psychologist Benjamin Bloom created something to try to make the path to expertise more concrete. What was the definition of expertise? What could experts do? And the outcome of this is known as Bloom's taxonomy. It was refined in 2001 and it claims there are 6 requirements for expertise. To be an expert, you have to remember, understand, apply, analyse, evaluate and create. Now, again, if you look at those steps, what do you notice? They are all steps required to write an essay. So research confirms that the essay is the perfect form of learning. And that's all very well, but how do you write an essay? How can you apply it to what you're learning? And how can you make it just a little bit more palatable? The best way to start is by reading. Read some essays, good ones. Essays are very personal and what I like may not be your cup of tea. Follow your interests, do some research, and you will find great essays on pretty much any topic. Now, once you have a feel for what you like, it's time to give it a go. Start small. Don't aim for a 5,000 word essay. That's going to be disastrous and will just put you off forever. Pick a specific topic you want to cover and plan. What do you want to say? Can you think of an interesting angle, something that connects what you know about this topic with something else? Can you relate it to an experience? And remember, you're not writing for an audience, you're writing for yourself, for your mind, to expand your knowledge and deepen your understanding. The point is to give context to what you're learning and build it into your knowledge scaffold. And this will help you to develop insight and memory. I was surprised at the results. I think you will be. So go and get started.